Many of you here, most of you probably knew Ernie Neal. He was just a great guy and had some relation down here. He was Jim and Bonnie's brother-in-law. And he was one of those guys that just, you don't think of it a lot at the time. It was kind of the solid core of the church. And when he passed away, his funeral service was June 29th, 2012. And Wayne Robl and I became friends on Friday, June 29th, 2012. Never knew him before that. Sometimes you just make connections, and this was a connection that just really happened. And Wayne and I have been extremely good friends ever since then. One of the best days of my life was when I was able to baptize Wayne and Karen into Christ. And Wayne's love for Karen, for his wife, was just exemplary. She'd had a stroke many years ago and recovered to some degree, and then it really caught up with her. She was bedfast for a long time, and just desperately needed and wanted Wayne to be there, and he was there the whole time, and just really stuck with her. Very good man. That's a picture of him on his new motorcycle. He and I have ridden thousands of miles together and hope to ride thousands more. And we've sung probably thousands of songs together too. He and I are in a quartet together, and we do a lot of singing. And so my introduction today is to Wayne, because Wayne's going to preach to us. Several years ago, he had preached a few times when I was gone at Roseville, and he kept saying, "I want to preach when you're there. I want you to hear me preach." And I said, "Well, I want to hear you preach," and so we're going to do that today. Wayne? When you want to do your slides, you got to do the down arrow on this keyboard, because that's not working. I think Kevin took the working one with him. So, or he could do it for
It's okay, Kevin.
Quite all right.
right there.
If it don't work, I'll say, Kevin, hit that button. How's that? A few people asked me this morning if I was going to be nervous. And I kiddingly said, I'm not quite intelligent enough to be nervous. But I feel that I'm talking to a room full of friends, so I have nothing to be nervous about. John and Mike are probably recently one of my newest best friends. We have a number of best friends. It says my best friend, but we have a number of best friends. And they say that you are what your friends are. Well, those two friends of mine are preachers, so I don't know what, but I'm going to try to do this, and I'm trying to do my best job that I can. I felt very strong about this. I mentioned this to John over a year ago. I said, "John, I got an idea. I got an idea for a sermon." I said, "I want you to tell me what you think of it." And I told him what my idea was, and he said, "Yeah." He said, "I think that's a good idea. But I think you ought to give the sermon." I said, "Okay." Well, time went by, and things happened that took me away for a number of months. When I came back to church, the two churches have already combined, and we were here. So I said, maybe I have an out here. Maybe I have a little. So I said to Mike, "Mike, I have an idea for a sermon." And I told him what my idea was. He said, "That's a good idea. Maybe you ought to give that sermon." I said, "You're as bad as John." I said, but I know exactly what they were doing. They were being my best friend. They were encouraging me to take one more step closer to Jesus. For that, they truly are my best friends. This got me thinking about who John mentioned just a little bit ago about Ernie. I moved up here about 15 years ago and ended up down at the Heritage House. This is where I met Ernie. Ernie, for 23 years, volunteered He gave his time every day, 5 days a week. He was at Heritage House helping, and that's where I met him, and we soon became good friends. And I realized that without saying one word about church, without saying, where do you go to church, what do you believe, this and that, the Christian life he led drew me in to want to be like Ernie. Ernie was very meek when it came to his interactions with people. He had a great sense of humor. He was very happy. And he was very, how can I say, sure of himself, because everything he had was based on his love for Jesus. He probably turned me around more to want to be closer to Jesus than anybody recently that I've met. Like I said, we lost Ernie. He went on to his promise in July. This may be difficult. Another best friend moved on. They never left. Love is eternal. Love never leaves you. Went about life together. She was always promoting, always telling everybody how good I am, how wonderful I am. This made me want to be a better person. She moved me one step closer. It got me thinking about our best friends and our choices. Our best friends are people who are willing to share the gift of love that God gave them. I turn around and start thinking, when did we first start seeking out this gift of love? When did we first start looking for it in our life? And I realized the moment we were born. We came into this world with two things to be thankful for. Thankful for the good Lord giving us life, and thankful for the love that He instilled in us as a baby. Before we could talk, walk, anything, we understood love. The moment we were born, the nurse took us aside and prepared us and cleaned up and everything, wrapped us in a nice, warm, comfortable blanket, and handed us to our first best friend, Mom. Now, Mom took the first 6 years of our lives as a baby and devoted that life completely to this child. She looked at this child not only as her baby, she looked at this child as a gift from heaven. Okay? This is a gift God gave her. She started letting us know and understand what love is. The minute they put the baby in Mom's arms, what's the first thing Mom did? She got to get the baby settled down. Stop crying. She talked to the baby in nice, soft tones. She cuddled the baby. She did everything she could to make this baby feel loved and secure. And before this baby could realize anything at all, it felt love. It was on the receiving end of it. It felt love. It did not even know how much love it was projecting. It was only on the receiving end of it right now. And Mom protected that baby for at least the first 6 years. Everything that happened, every situation the baby went into, Mom, to put it funny, okayed it. Mom's going, yep, we can take that as an experience. No, I don't want him near that. I don't want her near that. She went through that whole thing for 6 years. And when you were not feeling good, you were ill. If you was up all night crying, guess who else was up all night? Mom was up all night. So this best friend thing, pretty special. On the first day of school, when you went to school, we all joked. The kid goes to school, Mom stays home and cries her eyes out. I think I know why. This is the first time Mom sent this child out into the world where this child could experience things that maybe she did not have control over. Now, she would cry because she was afraid something might happen, that this love that she had, somebody might do something to harm it. And as the child, we go to school, and what do? We walk into a room of a whole bunch of other kids our age, and we get all excited, and we're making new friends. Well, some of these friends become closer than others. They become our best friends, and we experience things with those best friends, whether it be helping one another do homework, or maybe even into sports where we learn to work together as a team with other people, and we become closer with people. And we don't even realize at this point in time that we're going through a thing where we are receiving love from people who like us, and we are actually giving now. We're giving love back. What we receive from our best friends and our associates outside of our immediate families is because it's a back and forth thing. If you don't pay attention to anybody, they won't pay attention to you. It goes to the other extreme when it's your best friend. Best friends, I originally go to say they're hard to come by. They're not hard to come by. If you find people who like the things that you like and do the things you like to do and have the same moral standards, they immediately become best friends. Now, this stage that we're in after we first go to school, say to about, early teens, high school somewhere, it all stays pretty much the same. We pick this boy, this friend, this friend, this friend. But somewhere around our junior, senior year, we find a new type of best friend. Oh, people already know where I'm going with this here, don't they? We start snickering. For the guys, it's a girlfriend. For the girl, it's a boyfriend. We try something completely different now. Now we're going to go completely out of our way to try and make sure this person's happy. That we impress this person. We let them know just how special they are. Kind of like Mom made us know how special we were. We're turning around now, we're saying, I want this person to know just how special they are to me. And if they're happy, I'm happy. And if they're not happy, I have to fix that. And there is a lot of mistakes made because of age. There's a lot of things that go on at that point in time. And there's a lot of lessons to be learned through that. As a few more years go on, it gets more serious, and we find somebody that we want to spend our life with. Somebody who is really a special friend. And once we get to that point, usually, get down on one knee, pop the question, you get married, and this whole system starts over again with mom, baby, child, and the scenario goes on and on. The thing that I find amazing with love is it's never ending. According to our religion, who is love? It's God. God is eternal. Love is eternal. You can never use up or run out of God. You can never use up and run out of love. I always said the thing that amazes me about love is it's different for everybody that you come in contact with. There's a different type of love. But I can give, as a friend, I can give you 100% of my love. I got 100% for you. I got 100% for you back there. I don't have to divide it up and say 10%, 20, let's see, I got 30 left, 50 for you. I can give everybody 100%. It's all different. You never run out of it. So you can put your heart and soul into each and every one of your best friends. The one thing I hadn't mentioned yet is when you go through life and you go through this thing, we're introduced into our church family. Now, this is another whole new type of best friend. This is not only a friend who wants you to be happy here on earth. They want you to be happy for eternity. And if you're not feeling good, and mom would stay up all night and be with his child, when you're not feeling good now you have a whole room full of people who's going to put you on their prayer list. They're going to say prayers, and they're going to ask Jesus to lower his healing hand and help you and bring you back and do. And then when it starts really getting serious, you say, Jesus, we know that it's in your hands. You do what is best, and we will have faith, and we will abide wholeheartedly with your decisions. It becomes difficult at times to be a best friend because there's times when you got to hold on and there's times when you got to let go. You have to know exactly what those times are. It's very difficult to know. But the church gives us something so special in the way of friendship. I can tell you right now, another word for friendship is love. Now, it takes us back to what Jesus told us about the two greatest commandments. Okay? Love God our Father with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul. And second, love your neighbor as yourself. I started thinking about love your neighbor as yourself. And I realized when it comes to our church family, we come every Sunday and we receive communion together. And what do we do at communion? We consume. Now, at the Last Supper, Jesus took the bread and he broke it. He blessed it and he said, take this and eat. This is my body, which I sacrifice for you. So when we receive the bread and it's blessed, we are consuming Jesus' body. And then he took the cup, blessed it, and said, this is my blood. Take this and drink. This is for your forgiveness of sins. So we, at that point in time, when we take the cup and we drink, we are drinking the blood of Jesus. Guess what? Now we are all blood brothers and sisters through Jesus. So it's not love thy neighbor, it's love thy brothers and sisters. We're all God's children. Another thing that we say all the time, well, if we're all God's children, then we're all one family. So picking out a best friend, I want everybody in this room to be my best friend. I want to be everybody's best friend in this room. Then and only then am I a good Christian. Then and only then can I try and make a difference in somebody else's life by bringing them one step closer to truly who is our best friend. Our best friend from the day we are conceived till eternity is Jesus. That is my best friend. When all the associates and all the people you come in contact in your life are nice and they care and they show this, they're sharing Jesus, who is in them through the Holy Spirit, with you. They are being disciples of Jesus when he said, go out into the nations. That's us. So you're not giving of yourself, you're sharing Jesus. Best friends? Oh, they're special. How many people here feel that they only have one best friend? I hope nobody raises their hand. Not one. We all have numerous best friends. We have one best friend. I know where you're going. Our best friend is Jesus. But he gave us help while we're here on this earth, while we're passing through. He constantly gives us help by saying, hey, share me with her. Share me with him. You can make a difference if you share me with that person there. Okay? This is why we are here, to be disciples, to make everybody we meet want to take one step closer to their best friend. At this time, I would like for all of us to sing a hymn. I chose this because I think it says pretty much everything it has to say. It's called The Greatest Commands. Love one another, for love is of God. He who loves is born of God and knows God. He who does not love does not know God, for God is love. God is love. Love one another, for love is of God. He who loves is born of God and knows God. He who does not love does not know God, for God is love. God is love. Love one another, for love is of God. He who loves is born of God and knows God. He who does not love does not know God, for God is love. God is love. Love one another, for love is of God. He who loves is born of God and knows God. He who does not love does not know God, for God is love. God is love. I do honestly feel very strongly about best friends. They've made a magnificent change in my life. And a lot of it has come after retirement. A lot of it has come from the time I attended Ernie's service. A lot of it has come from the Church of Christ. You have made a difference in me. For that, I want to thank you. I hope that some way and in some shape, I can be a positive influence on you. I promise I will do my best to do that. As we stand to sing our final hymn, if there is anybody that needs assistance or help in any way, shape, or form to become a step closer, more loving to Jesus, we ask that while we are singing, you can come forward. We will do anything that we can to help you on your journey, and we'd be more than glad to do that. This time we will sing.